When you talk of Canada, the cities that may come to your mind are Ottawa, Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto, for example. And the capital city of Canada is Ottawa. Now, there is a town or a city known as Edmonton where you find a very vibrant Kenyan community. You may not have heard about it, but we've experienced their vibrancy. So on this show, we take you to the farms that, yes, you find Kenyans here in various sectors: education, healthcare, construction, social services, but they find time to go to the farms, to farm, to garden their own organic food. How about that? Yes, that's where we begin the show today. I'm eating in the farm as we garden. Later on in the show, we will talk to the Kenyan leadership here, that is the Association of Kenyans in Alberta. And Alberta is the region where you find Edmonton. Karibu sana.
In Edmonton City, Alberta Province, Western Canada, some 3,400 kilometers from the country's capital, Ottawa, lies a farm filled with gold, but not the kind you're thinking of. You see, the gold is the organic vegetables grown here, a treasure that was started and is run by Kenyans domiciled in Edmonton. Philip Mongare Ogwara is the farm manager.
So, hii ni yako?
Hii ni yangu. Yeah. So this is amaranth, which normally from Kenya we call it mboga.
Mboga.
Yeah.
Kikisi, and the plural is zimboga.
Zimboga.
Yeah. Close to Maragoli.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Habari zenu?
Yeah.
Naona mko busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hii ndio sasa kuchuna, kama vile umeona ni napanda in rows.
Okay.
I don't huwa sipande haphazardly because for weeding it's much easier. Hata when you're doing irrigation unaweka maji, it's easier and faster for
ukiweka kwa rows.
Basically my job is just to coordinate, because once we till the land, because the government gives us some of the equipment to till the land. Yeah, I coordinate that, the tilling of the land, opening up of the gates, because when winter comes, I hand over the premises to the government. Then also I make the demarcations of each plot and organize my team. We put strings just to demarcate.
So basically you are in charge.
I am totally in charge.
Coordination and ensuring that people adhere to the rules.
Exactly.
Okay, well done. So how many parcels of land are here?
We've got around...
Like for all those owned by Kenyans?
We have got around 7 acres. Those 7 acres, we've got around 140 gardeners, and Kenyans are around between 80 and 90 Kenyans.
Kenyans, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Planting various types of
various types. It all depends on from one person to the other, your preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who owns the garden?
The
land. Who owns the land?
This land belongs to the government.
It belongs to the government?
Belongs to the government, but the government, because it's trying to secure food security and encourage the culture and food sustainability for each and every nationality. So they give it to us, and even the water is free. When it's time to chill, they also do it free for us. Yeah.
So you eat what? The top. Yeah, it's nice.
One unique characteristic of the farm is that all the food grown here is organic, meaning
we don't spray any pesticide, we don't put fertilizer, we only put manure and composite. Yeah. So because if I start spraying, it will spread with the wind to my neighbor. Yeah, again, the logic behind this is we want organic food.
So where do you get manure?
The government provides free composites. Yeah, for all Edmontarians, you can go there and pick as much as you wish.
Okay.
I also go to the farm for the chicken and the cow, then I also buy from them, then transport it here, and I spread it in my garden.
yes, It is all about growing food without use of synthetic chemicals or any genetically modified components. In Canada, organic farming is big business, given the health benefits associated with this kind of farming.
The importance of eating organic food, you see, like now, scientifically they say like maybe fertilizer is part of, and pesticides is part of the cause of cancer. So for us to try and go the other way and avoid those the chronic diseases, that's why we try to go organic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's healthy.
It's healthy
to
for,
eat organic food.
Yeah, it's
okay.
healthy for yes.
As a result, the industry is highly regulated by the Canadian government, with Canadian Food Inspection Agency responsible for quality control. One requirement that organic farmers must adhere to is the certification of any product from an organic farm. Currently, the value of the organic food market in Canada is on the rise, with last year's market share amounting to upwards of 8 billion Canadian dollars. But for Philip and his friends, theirs is purely for consumption.
Vegetable get seeds from Kenya. We always borrow from each other. Once somebody is back in Kenya, we just say, oh, what don't you have? I don't have for Managu seeds. Or sometimes when I've got more seedlings for Managu, I just post in the group and then they say, oh, I want the seeds. Yeah, that's how we keep on sharing.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Cyrus Ogega, wakaaji wa Canada wananichua kama commander. Hapa Canada mimi nafanya na healthcare, lakini kwa ukulima pia sichaacha. Since nilianza kulima hapa pasiso napata more especially my monthly budget. Sasa kupitia hizi mboga siendi kwa store kununua, budget yangu imereduce by $450.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So whenever we harvest this, ucalculate hii miezi yote ya season, every month nimesave $450.
Okay.
Yenye inaenda kwa wazungu pale kwa store kununua chakula. Sasa mimi niko na mboga yangu, iko kwa freezer, tunatoka hapa, tunatoa hapa, tunakatakata, tuna boil kama kawaida nyumbani. Then tunaiweka kwa Ziplocs, inawekwa kwa deep freezer.
Wow, well done.
So that one whenever you want to eat, is ready, unatoa ina defrost, unapika tu unakula kawaida.
This is impressive. And are there scattered farms elsewhere in Edmonton, Kenyans doing the same?
No, we have got community gardens in Edmonton, but you find that this is big. Yeah, this rot here, a small portion, just a size of a small car, that is, or a bed, it's a wooden.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the ones which are available.
What the former accountant and current station attendant at Air Canada, with 7 years experience living in the Great White North, has been able to achieve miles away from home is quite impressive. To think, this all started out of a yearning to connect to his motherland through food and a love for all things health.
Just a passion and the food security for the family. Because in Canada you can't find Managu, you can't find Kunde in the stores. The only thing you can find is sukuma wiki and cabbage. Yeah, and those ones are important from South America.
Station attendant at Air Canada and still finding time to manage this farm. You know, so you are attendant here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Literally speaking.
Yeah.
Wow, this is quite ingenious.
Yeah.
On behalf of Daring Abroad team, well done.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
And thank you too for the work that you're doing.
Wow, I enjoyed the farming with the Kenyan community in Edmonton. Amazing, and as you've heard there are many advantages. You get organic food, you exercise, and you know, it's some form of networking in the farm. On that note, we take a short break. When we return,
we have students, we have a lot of nurses, we have accountants, then we have teachers.
We will speak to the Kenyan leadership here, that is the Association of Kenyans in Alberta. Stay with us.
Unity Homes is a housing developer, and we focus on creating high-grade investment properties. We were founded in 2015 really with the aim of producing high quality homes at an affordable price. At present we have 3 projects ongoing within Tartu City.
Silver Hill is a passion project. I love that London style architecture.
The ground floor is a dining room, living room, open plan kitchen. It's got an electric fireplace. The whole thing opens up into your own private garden.
We've got a gym, we've got a swimming pool, we've got a sauna, we've got a business centre, but we've also got a private park. I would urge anybody who's watching this, whether you're in the diaspora, whether you're in Kenya, you should get in touch with us. We make sure that these are pleasant places to bring up families.
Welcome back. On this show, in part 1, we brought you the story of a vibrant Kenyan community in Edmonton, Canada. And in this second part of the show, we will be speaking to the leadership of the entire Kenyan community in the region known as Alberta. That is the Association of Kenyans in Alberta. But before we proceed, here are some investment tips by Centum Real Estate.
Investment tips with Centum Real Estate. Centum Real Estate. Real estate with real experience.
Welcome to the segment. For record purposes, kindly tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Doreen Onwonga. I'm a partner at Kenyan Law LLP, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Kenyan Law LLP is a law firm out of Kenya with liaison offices in London. We do have 10 years of experience in the Kenyan market, and real estate is really one of our areas of expertise.
That is amazing. So when it comes to investing in real estate, there are a lot of legal considerations that one should really consider when purchasing of property or investing in property. So what are those considerations that one needs to have in mind?
So when it comes to real estate, just like any asset, you really have to do your due diligence. First thing we need to consider, of course, is the constitution and what it says. I think one of the good things about Kenya, and of course since the 2010 constitution, is that the right to property is actually entrenched within the constitution. The second thing then consider from a legal perspective is then what type of interest am I looking to hold. For Kenyans, you can own the property either on a freehold basis or a leasehold basis. So a freehold basis, or what you commonly call an absolute title, is that there is really no restriction in the time within which you can hold the property. So typically you will not have someone we call a lessor or the landlord. In a leasehold property would typically be your national government or your county government. The third question we're looking at in terms of, how do you intend to hold the property? Do you intend to hold it as an individual? Do you intend to hold it through a corporate entity? And there are certain decisions that really go around that. I think one of the beautiful things about Kenya is that we've really embraced technology. So when it comes to registration of a company, for example, in Kenya, it's actually a 24-hour timeline as long as you have all your documents on board. You're able to actually get a certificate of incorporation in Kenya. For example, if you're investing for the purposes of, you're investing in an apartment and you're looking to get residential income, then there are certain constitutions that come into place as to, which tax regime do you then want to fall in. Because, for example, if you invest in it as an individual, then you're actually able to, be able to elect to fall under the simplified, rental regime where the tax rate is fixed. I think another consideration is the Tax Procedures Act has provided that to hold property you need a PIN, a Kenya Revenue Authority PIN. The good thing about Kenya is as long as you're buying property with a value of above $10,000, then you would be entitled to get a PIN. So as long as you do have your sale agreement showing that I have committed to buy property worth $10,000, then your advocate can assist you through the process of actually getting the KRA PIN for the purposes of that particular transaction.
Investment tips with Centum Real Estate. Centum Real Estate. Real estate with real experience.
Valuable investment tips there by Centum Real Estate. And as we promised, let's now hear from the leadership of the Kenyan community in Edmonton, Alberta. Wow. August 16th. What a day in Edmonton City, Alberta Province, Canada. With yours truly at the center of things, literally speaking. Call it a birthday that dared to dare abroad.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That is how I was welcomed by the Kenyan community here. David Ondieki is the president of the association known as AKA, that is, the Association of Kenyans in Alberta. I got an opportunity to interact with him together with the Secretary General of the association, Patrick Cheriro.
Edmonton is in the western parts of Canada, and also it's in the capital city of Alberta. We have Edmonton and Calgary. Sometimes people think Calgary is the capital city, but it's Edmonton, which is the capital city of Alberta. And you know, the Alberta, population-wise, it's small, but the size is the size of Kenya.
Here you find Kenyans in both public and private sectors, in business and in consultancy as well.
We have all the skills, and most of them, they come as immigrants. Then we have students. You know, in Alberta, it's a booming province. Mostly we have the oil, so many people work in the oil fields. Then we have a lot of nurses in the community. We have accountants. Then we have teachers. So basically, we are kind of spread all over. And there are many who are working also now with the city and the province.
Getting Edmonton out to the country through Jam Media, that is something that has not been done. And I am very happy to have you here, because now the world will be able to know where Edmonton is. What are these things that Kenyans in Edmonton do? Daring abroad, they have dared, they are here. What is this that they are doing when they are here?
Myself, as David Ondieki, as much as the president of the community, I'm not just the president, because this is a volunteer job, volunteer work. We are not paid. So I'm a professional. Initially, I can say I was an accountant, but I transitioned from accounting. Now I'm a professional nurse. I'm a registered nurse. I work in one of the major hospitals here, Royal Alexandra Hospital, and in the surgery department.
Personally, I'm a business manager with Edmonton Catholic School Division. Before that, I worked as a project accountant with Macro Pipeline and North American Construction and all that. That's what I do.
Meeting Kenyans in farms practicing gardening is one of my most memorable moments here. Yes, they spare time to ensure they are food secure, growing their own organic food during the summer season. And I learned that they enjoy a different lifestyle as compared to living in big cities.
The beauty of living in a smaller, not very small, but a smaller city like Edmonton is when it comes to family, it's more, we have more connection. They start social network or a social connection, and purposes of education, you find that it's easy to have your children go to school and be able to, we can say that, to connect in a smaller level, and unlike bigger cities where might be crimes and other things, so it's better for families.
Now, the Association of Kenyans in Alberta was formed in 2015.
Its big purpose is to have that social hub or an educational hub, whereby we have this community where we can be able to get the culture of our people. We become like the epicenter for people from outside and from within, where they can get information, where they can get direction. And then also we get our children who are here now, you know, most of them, they have never gone to Kenya, but if we can get programs or things that they can learn, and we'll be able to teach them as much as they are far away from home, but the culture and that how we live, it doesn't get away from them. Then we have family barbecue. which brings also the families together so that we can connect and know each other and our children connect. Then we do also, as a AKA, national events. We believe that our national events like Jamhuri, Madaraka, they are events which can bring us closer and make us know or realize where we have come from.
We do help new immigrants. When immigrants come, it's very difficult to settle. What we have seen in the past is when the children come, even the adults, they have a challenge with the computers, they have a challenge with the Chromebooks that are used in schools. So we were funded by the federal government. We secured Chromebooks, we secured laptops, and these have really helped out. What we do, we loan out, we inform people through the tribal communities to get word out, and as an association we communicate that all new immigrants, not only new immigrants, but even the locals here who have stayed here for long, when they have a challenge, like your computer breaks, like your child or your student in your house breaks a Chromebook and all that, you can come, we loan out.
AKA has over 300 fully registered members.
Being registered does not really, it's not only what we do, but we go outside, because when we have functions like consular services, we coordinate it, and that serves all Kenyans, regardless of whether you are a member or not a member.
We work with Kenya High Commission. We bring they come here, they provide services right here in Edmonton, which has been very successful, and the Kenyans are very happy.
The association brings together members from various Kenyan ethnic communities.
In fact, AKA is more like the umbrella or the bigger community, but we have the local communities. We have the Abagusi community, we have the Ramogi community, we have the Abingo community, which is the Baluya community, we have the Akamba community, we have the Agikuyu community. So we have those smaller local communities, but all of them, they are under AKA. And we are not in competition, but we work together.
Rogers Mokua is the president of the Abagusi community.
Some of the objectives for the community are to invest right here in Edmonton and back at home. Equally important is to preserve the culture. We bring different people to usher our culture into the youth. Additionally, we network when it comes to gardening. Right? They bring different types of the Abagusi traditional vegetables that are so authentic that we grow right here in Edmonton.
We are glad the Kenyan community here follows Daring Abroad show keenly, and we have successfully collaborated with the association to deliver the Edmonton chapter of the Daring Abroad forums.
There are so many small, entrepreneurs, people who are good in inventing or businesses. So in that one, as a community, we give them a forum to come in, advertise themselves, talk about their events or about their businesses. And in this way, we are able to know who they are, and they are able to kind of grow their wings or establish them.
Great. As you heard there from the leadership of the Kenyan community in Alberta, Canada, it's all about focus, and the advantages of sticking together go beyond the borders. Before we wind up the show, let's now go into our last segment, investment opportunities with Centum Real Estate.
Yes, you can now own property at Cascadia at 2 Rivers. Contact Centum Re for more information.
Thank you, Michael, for those investment opportunities with Centum Real Estate. And that's how we end the show. Remember, we began the show in the farms with the Kenyan community living in Edmonton, Canada. We also heard from the leadership of the Kenyan community in the entire region of Alberta. How about that? They are so busy in various sectors, but they find time to garden, to get food for themselves, organic food. Many thanks for watching. Always a pleasure having your company. On behalf of my team, my crew here in Edmonton, Canada, see you again next time.